Well, good morning. Happy New Year to everyone. It's good to see you all here in person. And for those of us who are joining us on the live stream, we want to welcome you to Common Thread. My name is Ashley Stevenson, and I am our new Community and Operations Manager. And I would like to welcome you today as Sue, our pastor, is taking some well deserved time off, as well as Joe and Melissa. Melissa is traveling to Costa Rica as we speak, and I know that Joe and Sue wish they were in Costa Rica with her. But we would like to welcome you and let us say, as we do each week, come as you are, aching, tired, joyful, or seeking. Set down what you carry and let this be a place of rest. Be present to yourself, to each other, and to the divine life that flows through all things. And now a reading from The World According to Mr. Rogers by Fred Rogers. Music is the one art we all have inside. We may not be able to play an instrument, but we can sing along, or clap, or tap our feet. Have you ever seen a baby bouncing up and down in the crib in time to some music? When you think of it, some of that baby's first messages from his or her parents may have been lullabies, or at least the music of their speaking voices. All of us have had the experience of hearing a tune from childhood and having that melody evoke a memory or a feeling. The music we hear early on tends to stay with us all our lives.
Who will fetch the water? Will it be your great granddaughter, my darling? Who'll fetch the water? What will be its course from the source? How will it find us, my darling? What'll be the course? And who will call the rain? Feel it fall into our skin from a welling deep within. Who'll call the rain? And who will strike the drum when our thundering heartbeat needs it? When the feet gotta pray it down, who'll beat the ground? And who will speak in truth? And where will they walk it? Show us. Pause. I got off track there. Hold on. Let me try that again. Okay. And who will strike the drum when our thundering heartbeat needs it? When the feet gotta pray it down, who'll beat the ground? And who will speak in truth? And where will they walk us? Show us how, my darling, who'll sow the truth? And where from will it bloom? To the story as we shape it for each other, brother, sister, what we choose. This breath we've been given, this life we are tending, this garden we are seeding for the ones yet to come. Oh, who will fetch the water? Will it be your great-granddaughter, my darling? Who'll fetch the water?
I will fetch the water, and I will be the cause, and I will call the rain. I will call the rain. I will fetch the water, and I will be the cause, and I will call the rain. I will call the rain. I will fetch the water, and I will be the cause, and I will call the rain. I will call the rain. I will fetch the water, and I will be the cause, and I will call the rain. I will call the rain. I will fetch the water, and I will be the cause, and I will call the rain. I will call the rain.
Well, good morning again. That was so lovely. Thank you so much. My name is Ashley, and we want to affirm that if you are here today, that you belong. We want to welcome you, or if you are joining us for the first time, or whether you've been coming for many years. And if you would like to learn more about us or get connected with us, you can scan the QR code in the bottom corner of the slide, or just visit us at commonthreadchurch.org/newcomer. But there you can get connected with someone in our community, and that we feel is the best way to really get to know us, learn more what we're about, where we shine and where we fall short, and where we still like to grow this year. And we want to also affirm that it is okay if you are having a rough time or going through something challenging and need some support. We have a listening service as part of our community. So after the service, down the hall to my left, we will have Diane, who is sitting back there. She will be glad to listen to you. Or if you need additional support, you can also scan the QR code and get connected with Morgan. She will be happy to assist you with anything that you need as well. And let us reaffirm, as we do each week, that if you are here, you belong. We are, every one of us, carriers of the inner light. And we are, every one of us, carriers of divine breath. And now let us stand and greet another who is a carrier of inner light and divine breath.
Test. Hello, it's time to pay attention. Hello, hello. Welcome again, friends. It's time to learn about our announcements and our team for today. If y'all want to slowly make your way back to your seats, please enjoy the fidgets on your tables, etc.
Thank you, Shelby. And thank you so much for everyone who makes Sunday possible. There is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, and we just want to take a moment to thank everyone who is involved with our tech team and our youth and support. All right, so there are many ways to get connected with us in the community. Today we have a brew crew at Linwood Brewing. Michelle and David will be there to help lead that if you are a newcomer and joining us for the first time at Brew Crew. We also have many other events that are going on, and I'm going to highlight just a couple of things. So we have an online book discussion. We are starting Summer's Child by Diane Chamberlain. Rhonda leads this, and it will be on January 13th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Google Meet. And I will also highlight an important announcement about our Google Meet, and that we are transitioning from Zoom to Google Meet. So there are several groups within our community that use that. It is just a basic URL, commonthreadchurch.org/meet. But if you can't remember that or want to bookmark it, you can just go to our website, click on the menu and the screenshot there, and you will see that there is a link for the Google Meet room. And if you weren't here during Soup and Bread, Sue has announced that she has a new book that she has created about the Beatitude series that she did this past summer. And we would love for everyone to take a copy if you haven't already done so. In the foyer, we have a stand that has all of the books there, so please feel free to take a copy as you leave today. And if there was any announcement that you would like to learn more about or may have missed, there are 3 ways to get connected with us. You can download our Church Center app and ask any questions that you may have about how to get started. You can direct those to me, or you can find out more about us on the website or subscribe to our weekly emails that comes out on Thursdays. And with that, I will pass it back over to our musicians.
It's kind of funny that I got surprised by this song because this one is called I Believe in Being Ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. Brothers, sisters, please get ready. Brothers, sisters, please get ready. Brothers, sisters, please get ready, for the time is drawing near. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders. Oh, there'll be signs and wonders, for the time is drawing near. We'll turn around and just start over. We'll turn around and just start over. We'll turn around and just start over, for the time is drawing near. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready. I believe in being ready, for the time is drawing near. For the time is drawing near. For the time is drawing near.
So today looks a little different without Sue, right? It's a little chaotic. I'm leaning into it. Hopefully you will also. As you notice, the tables are full of a bunch of junk. Please enjoy. Part of what I want to do for our lesson a little bit later is just help you access your silliness inside, your inner child, whatever you want to call it. And so I have a few questions that we're going to answer in just a moment. But during this time and during the rest of it, I would really love for you to think back before the world shaped you into discomforts, right? And just allow yourself to be a little loose in this space and in this moment. Allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable. You don't have to put on any sort of appearance or appear here in any certain way. Just be here and be present and enjoy. On the tables, there are some papers, there are note cards, there are pencils. I have more note cards and pencils in the very back, I believe, in case you need more note cards. I encourage you in the lesson later to take notes, jot down any thoughts that you're thinking. Doodle if you want to. I'm not offended. Please play with toys, doodle, whatever is just popping up in your mind. Take and leave whatever your heart needs to receive today. We are going to do a little bit of guided journaling for this contemplative practice, so in a moment we'll play some music. There's going to be some questions on the screen. We can go ahead and put them up. You do not need to answer all of them, but consider some of these questions and then write down some answers. So just take a few minutes as a child, or a younger child if you still are a child. What makes you feel safe and secure? What made you feel safe and secure during that time? What gave you a sense of belonging? What gave you confidence? What made you feel seen? What gave you self-worth? What brought you joy? What did you love about yourself? And the reason I have a photo up here of this book is because these are a few of the categories or virtues, if you will, that this book identifies as important for children to have in their lives: is confidence, sense of belonging, self-worth, joy. So if we can just take a few minutes to journal those thoughts, then I'll wrap us back into it in just a moment. thumbs up if you think you'll be done in the next 30 seconds. If not, then we're totally cool. All right. Yeah, should we move to the next one? All right. On a new card, same one on the back, whatever you want to do. I have a couple different questions. Look at the things that you wrote down. As you were writing them, what maybe uncomfy feelings came to you? During what are you thinking at the end, we can totally discuss this stuff right now. This time's just for you. I'm not expecting anyone to share anything they don't want to either. This time is for yourself. So what uncomfortable feelings arose within you? What maybe made you feel unsafe or insecure? What took away your confidence? What made you doubt yourself? What's missing? And what do you wish someone would have said to you? It's going to be any of your formative years, toddler, childhood, teenager. Just take just a couple minutes on that. And then we'll move on to music after that.
She wants to be a paint. She wants to be a painter, but she only ever paints when she's alone, by the fire in the back room of her home. She finds so much beauty in the colors, but she's afraid it won't be found by others, so she sits there, hour after hour in that same chair, drawing shapes no one will ever see. And as she paints, she hums melody. It goes ah, ah, ah. It goes ah. She's always been a dreamer, ever since she was a little girl. She's been so long lost in her own world, lost in her own thoughts, imagination, building up until she makes it home and turns it to creation. Sitting opposite the canvas, forever long it takes her. She won't stop until that picture in her mind is down on paper. Painting summer skies, painting houses by the sea. The day turns into night as she hums her melody. Ah, 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 it goes ah, ah. A little voice creeps into her mind. Don't place your worth on other people's eyes. You're a painter. Try not to forget. You choose who you are, even if nobody else knows yet. Grab your light. Let it fly, let it shine, let it grow. If you don't try, then you might never know.
Maybe I shouldn't have had them sing that song right before I had to come up here and try not to cry. Okay, great. All right. I'm talking about being who your childhood self needed. This is a phrase that you've probably heard before. A lot of people have said it in different ways. But again, just take what you need from this. This is not going to be an ordinary lesson. It's just going to be a hodgepodge of my thoughts. It's going to be very random and chaotic. So buckle up. Oops, wrong way. But first, a disclaimer, or a lot of disclaimers. Again, this is not going to be in any sort of normal format. This is a brain dump. There's going to be random quotes and images, things that I have found interesting or inspiring, maybe a short story or two, and hopefully something will stick with you. That's how I roll. Interact, take notes, right? If something sticks with you or feels important, write it down. We just talked about the fact that that song made me want to cry. If you want to cry, that's great. I say go for it. I've accepted that about myself. I cry a lot. If I randomly start crying up here, then great, you know. I surprised myself by it. I don't even remember what it was. I was talking to my husband, Matt, the other day about something, and I was like, I just randomly started crying. I was like, oh, that surprised me. Also, side note, if any kids want to go downstairs, you're welcome to go, and Matt will walk you down, but you're also welcome to stay, because I think that you guys might like my lesson too. So, just throwing that out there. Yeah. All right, other disclaimers. Interpret, take what you need. With that same thought of taking what you need for it, for me, my words and random thoughts and hodgepodge of things are sort of in the same line of like paintings or music where you can't contain someone's interpretation of it, right? So if what I say means something to me, it can mean something totally different to you, and that is A-okay. And that's where I'm going to come from. A couple updates on our kids here. If you haven't been downstairs in a while, you should check it out. We have some really beautiful new spaces. There is an office space that works as our podcasting room that is not a part of the space, but it is in the same area. We have our main room. We still have our baby room, our rainbow room. We have a youth office, which I encourage people to check out and use. I always say, please borrow our resources, but I really mean it. Just don't take them without asking, because I might need it for Sunday and be like, where'd it go? And then we transformed our sunshine room. It's the one in the back corner. It was previously a toddler room, and now it's more of a teen hang space that's more like cozy than the whole teen room. So we have a couple spaces for them. I'll be sending out an email with more information about our teen program and how that looks coming up. But we're really going to focus hard on the first and fourth Sundays of the month so that they have a little bit more understanding of what to expect when they can come on those Sundays. And then the other Sundays, they'll have a lot of pretty cool self-serve resources in there. So that's just a few things that are going on down there. And again, I encourage you to meet our staff down there. They are amazing, literally some of the best people ever. And they're fantastic with the kids. They know them super, super well. I'm not here to guilt you into volunteering or anything, though, so I'm going to just keep talking about other stuff. Again, hodgepodge stuff. All right. This slide is not about the Enneagram. That's another lesson. I could talk about the Enneagram all day. This is a peek into who I am and who I was as a child. And, yeah, I still am this way. I have synesthesia. These numbers are these colors. And if they are not to you, then you're wrong in my mind. That's perfectly okay. They can be whatever you want them to be. But 1 through 9 are these colors, and my entire adolescence, I guess, I also could easily categorize people into these number categories, very similar to Enneagram, which is when I was introduced to Enneagram, it kind of took my mind a minute to wrap around, like, okay, no, they're not my numbers anymore. They're the other numbers. I am an Enneagram 3, but I am a Shelby synesthesiagram 2. That's that. I don't really know what else to say about that. Certain feelings can have a taste or a color, certain words or names. I could assign colors to. That's about the extent of it. I don't have that thing where you listen to music and you see all the rainbows in front of you. I don't have that one. But there you go. When I was a kid, I wanted to be liked a lot. Always a people pleaser, but at the same time, I was a little differenty. And always drawn to the weird kids, to art, and to music, and to anyone with a lot of self-confidence. Wouldn't it be nice if someone saw the world the way I did? I just liked this. I found it on Pinterest. It says, don't ever be ashamed of loving the strange things that make your weird little heart happy. I am a trinket collector. I like snails. I like mushrooms. I like Legos. Whatever weird thing that your little heart loves, please embrace it. I would love for you to tell me about all of your weirdness. If you're afraid of something super silly, I want to know that. If you collect something super strange, if you have a weird hobby, I want to know. I think it's super cool. This year was my first year going on the contemplative retreat with the church. It was amazing. I definitely want to make it accessible so a lot of people can, go and experience it. I realized how little silence I actually have in my life when I was put in a place that said, oh, we got to be quiet here. I was like, oh, geez. My ADD was like, okay, zero in. But it was really amazing, and a couple things stuck out with me from it. It also reminds me of, kind of going scatterbrained here, Melissa did a lesson a few weeks ago on awe and wonder. These two thoughts do go together, I promise. And what really stuck with me from her lesson was that sense of childlike wonder, right? Like how you just can see something new or interesting and just take it in and just bathe in the majesty of it. So on this retreat, I randomly decided to take like an hour to put a yoga mat that I brought down on the driveway on the sidewalk and lay down and look at the stars. And I was there for like a full hour. It was pretty chilly. Was it kind of weird to lay in the driveway unprompted? Absolutely. But again, try to break through those rules of society, to experience things. And just like I have so little silence in my life, realizing that, I also realized how little I do this. Like, just sit and look at the stars and take it in and take in the beauty and just be around it. And then I cried. I cried there, so with all the crying. Just lay by myself and just. I'm going to read this. I'm going to go like this, though, because I can't see it up there. Ooh, okay, I'm not moving anymore. What if I were very, very sad and all I did was smile? I wonder after a while what might become of my sadness. What if I were very, very angry and all I did was sit and never think about it? What might become of my anger? Where would they go and what would they do if I couldn't let them out? Maybe I'd fall, maybe get sick or doubt. But what if I could know the truth and say just how I feel? I think I'd learn a lot that's real about freedom. I was embarrassed a lot as a kid. I would get mortified if I didn't know what something was, or like the answer to something, or if I did something wrong. It would just feel this like deep sense of dread of like, oh no, I didn't know it, I didn't do it. As an adult now, who has done a lot of self-work, what a relief to just accept that people don't know everything and that it's okay to be honest about everything, even when you don't know it. Yeah, I mean, I'm an open book now. I love to be honest about literally everything. It's a really, really core part of who I am and something I really value. Sure, there are certain things I don't bring up in certain situations still. Is it worth it? Is it worth talking about these sorts of things? But at the same time, I wonder how much guilt and weight would have been lifted off of my childhood self if I had felt safe enough to be honest. And if someone answered my questions with direct answers. We do not see things as they are. We see things as we are. I'll just let that one sit as it is. We have a whole lot of great books, as I've said, in our kids and teen spaces. This is a random little workbook it's got a little bit of education on terminology, things like that, self-identification in the queer space. The author of this book wrote a little blurb here that I'll read for you. It's kind of small. It says, I was bullied through primary and middle school. You call that elementary and high school, elementary and middle school. People made fun of me for how I sounded, what I wore, the way I acted. In the early days of high school, I was constantly humiliated and made fun of. But do you know what saved me from all that stress and worry and annoying insecurities? Drawing. And look at me now, baby. I'm a flippin' mermicorn. There's a lot of mermaid unicorns in this book. So, yeah, the drawing is the thing that he really leaned into, and that helped him, and that now he's selling that, right, and doing it for a living. When I was in middle school, I was the president of the drama club. It was not a cool thing. One year, we put on a murder mystery type play, and I was cast as a grungy punk type character. I remember getting dressed in the dressing room and another girl looking at me with disdain in her eyes and asking, what are you supposed to be, a lesbian? And at the time, I didn't know why that hurt my feelings. After all, I liked boys, and everyone's attracted to girls, even if they're straight, right? I mean, girls are just beautiful. I wonder what discoveries I would have made if I had openly queer adults in my life. I wonder if I would have loved myself and others a little bit more and a little bit earlier if my teachers had called kids out in class for saying things like, that's so gay. This slide is not about being queer, but this book is called The World Needs More Purple People. Purple doesn't really mean anything in particular. This is just one page from this book. It's written by Kristen Bell and Benjamin Hart. My mom says purple people use their voice and don't lose their voice. She encourages me to use my voice to sing, to give good ideas, and to share my opinions. What might it be like if we encouraged children to use their voices? If we listened to them? If we heard their ideas and encouraged them? What if we allowed children to have opinions and not just the ones that we put on them? But what if we encouraged them to have their own opinions? What would my life have been like had I lived in my own opinions at a much younger age? All of these ones are from that same Mr. Rogers book, by the way. Sue got it for me for my birthday, and I didn't open it at all until I started preparing for this lesson. And then I was like, this is a gold mine. Discovering the truth about ourselves is a lifetime's work, but it's worth the effort. Who you are inside is what helps you make and do everything in life. All right. I grew up in church, Southern Baptist, all of that stuff. My dad was a pastor for a while, preacher's kid. I can definitely break down a lot of religious trauma another time. I'm not going to do that right now. But I am going to share some things that were good and that still mean a lot to me from my days in church and in youth group. I'm also realizing that my lesson's like really short. Sorry, guys. These are pictures from youth group mainly. My best friends were in this group. We were super close. We had a group of us that it was just really fun. Having some sort of faith, connecting to my spirituality allowed me to feel more connected to the world in that way. And even though I believed things that I don't believe now, a lot of good really did come from it. Being in church, youth group especially, allowed me to visit places I never would have visited otherwise. You know, church mission trips that the church would pay for you on scholarship if you couldn't go. Went to, let's see, there's a picture of us in New York up there. There's a picture of me in Ecuador up there, a couple pictures. That giant soccer ball was at like a camp retreat type thing. It was just good times to be young and be stupid in a safe space, and be silly. That's a picture of me and my best friend from high school drinking mashed potatoes through straws because we thought that was cute or something. I don't know. But it allowed me to be silly like that, you know, like it was a safe space. That top picture of us in the red shirts is at a theme park or something. Matt's in that picture, actually. That's us frowning because we got wet on one of the rides and had nothing to change it to. But yeah, these trips and this group shaped me a lot. It did, in positive and negative ways, my time in church. I would love to continue to see teens have safe spaces like this, and children, where they can be themselves and learn new things and learn about serving others. I'd love to develop that more here and just in general. What would it be like if teens got to see more places in the world and meet new people that are not like them and be silly and think that they can take a picture of them drinking mashed potatoes and that that's cute or something? It was good stuff. A couple other things. This was a passage in the Bible that I always loved. Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap, nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to his span of life? There's probably some not great things in there that I should probably break down about somebody with an anxiety disorder, but outside of that, I accept my anxiety disorder. But even though I view God different now. This was important to me because you are beautiful and valuable, and you will be taken care of. It is well with my soul. This song means a lot to me. It was played in my wedding. I have it tattooed on my arm. Right there. Actually went to go get the tattoo with my mom. She's got it on her foot. So that's just another thing that stuck with me. I have nothing else to say about that. I think a lot of people my age joke that we turned out the way we did because we actually listened in church. I've heard that joke several times, right? Like, oh, you took me to church. I listened. I saw what Jesus did. He was radical, man. Like, how cool would it have been if I was educated on what other people believed and why? I had a religious studies class in my public high school where we learned about the Bible. Like, okay. I wonder how my life might have been driven without the deep terror of being punished in hell for eternity. That literally drove half of my life. I wonder what life would have been like if I didn't have that deep, deep-seated fear in my heart. Those are some random thoughts. I told you I didn't have a whole ton of content. What I would like to do, though, is I would love to take a few minutes. Let me pull this up. To look back on our answers from earlier in the guided journaling. Jot down any additional thoughts that may have come up in the last few minutes. I also want you to ask yourself, are any of those things that felt missing, or your coping mechanisms, or the things that you loved about yourself, or anything like that, is any of that true today? And if there are things that are missing or that are holding you back, what is it that's standing in your way? So let's take just a couple minutes to do that. I told you this is going to be interactive, so if you literally want to write it down, then I'll reel us back in a couple minutes. Not a lot of time, but I am going to go ahead and bring us back. With those things in your heart, if you're comfortable, another disclaimer that I had that I didn't say, I think I left out a couple of my disclaimers. I'll say them now. I think both and is really important. So if you feel a couple different ways about something, that is okay and that is welcome. There's space for all of that. It is okay for you to feel like your parents did their best and also have trauma from their parenting. Both of those things are okay. It is okay for you to love something about yourself and feel hurt by that thing. All of it belongs. I also know that talking about our formative years is very sensitive, right? So forgive me if I touched on any too tender spots today. But I do hold space for that it is tender. If it is comfortable for you to be a little extra vulnerable, we're going to do an activity together in your seat. If it's a little much for you, that's okay. Please dissociate and play with toys. Or go get some water or something. What I'd like us to do is first just take a big breath. I would love for you to close your eyes and imagine your childhood self with you in the space. The age is totally up to you. It can be ambiguous. I would love for you to literally wrap your arms around yourself and give you a big hug. If you feel safe to do so. And tell yourself in your mind, I'm proud of you. Remember when I said it's okay to cry? Now I'm crying. And tell yourself, I love you. And you're beautiful. And you're so much more than you thought you could be. Still keeping your eyes closed, bring it a little bit more to your present self. I'm going to say some affirmations and you can repeat them in your mind. I release feelings of guilt and hurt and shame. My needs and my feelings are valid. I deserve happiness. I accept every aspect of myself and my personality. My energy is limitless. I show myself compassion. I am beautiful and I accept myself for who I am. A feeling of peace comforts me. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. I have a mini song. Jean, do we have the music or should I sing it? All right, this is from Miss Rachel. I saw this song on her TikTok. Okay, I guess I'm singing it. Hold on, let me sniff first. Okay, great. Oh, we gotta start over. You get the ending first. Here we go.
You have
I'll say remember. Lean into it.
Peace. All children deserve to have peace. Safe, safe, safe. All children deserve to be safe. Time to wonder and time to learn and play. Love, love, love. All children deserve to be loved.
That's it. Oh, there she is. All right. So, again, I'm not here just to guilt you into volunteering or talking to the kids. If you feel pulled that way, then fantastic. Come talk to me. But I'm not really even asking you to stress about being the perfect role model or anything like that. I just invite you to be your truest self. Allow yourself that, even if it's just for right now, for today. And I'd love to offer you a safe space to do that here in this community, with me, with our listeners. That's what I got. Thank you. So we are going to dismiss the live stream. Oh gosh. There we go. We're going to do What Are You Thinking here in the room. If anybody feels so compelled to share their deep childhood trauma thoughts. Oh no. Those of you tuning in online, I encourage you to connect with people online. The code to get in is 1417. How do they click this? It's not. Oh, yay, no code. How do they get there? I don't remember. Google Meet link on the website. Fantastic. It's everywhere. You will find it. We trust that you are capable people. All right, so we're going to dismiss them by placing one hand on our hearts and feeling all those big emotions and love and that divine light inside of us, and extending our other hand out to our city, to our world, and wishing the same for them. Are we supposed to say something now? I genuinely don't remember. No? Is that it? Did we just say that? Okay, we did it. We're wishing them well and love. Great. Bye, live stream. Okay, so do I say this? We're about to do